right, so lying there, knees bent, and just take a couple of exhales. Feel the floor supporting you. And think back to what I call either the pelvic rock or the spine like a chain, just pressing through your feet and letting your pelvis gently roll. Your low back comes towards the ground. And releasing it. Feeling how your feet press on the ground. And when we do this the Feldenkrais way, we're actually not contracting our abdominals. We're just letting the pressure through our feet gently rock our pelvis and our spine. And just see how far up you can feel that connection, foot, pelvis, the lower vertebrae, and how far up through your middle spine, your neck, and your head do you feel that connection. Letting yourself breathe easily and your jaw be soft. Good. And then just pause for a moment. And then press just through your right foot and feel the connection. Right foot pressure through the knee up to the hip and pelvis and release. And just do that a couple times. Press and release. And notice the possibility for the right side of the pelvis to lift just a little, so it creates a little rotation in your pelvis and your low back. Pressing through the right foot, connecting through the hip joint, lifting the right side of the pelvis and creating that little bit of rotation through the spine. And just like we did with both feet, see if you can feel how far up your spine can you feel just that little bit of rotation that's being suggested down in your pelvis and your low back. Can you soften through the middle spine, between the shoulder blades? Notice as you press through your right foot and the right side of your pelvis lifts a little bit, do you feel a little more pressure behind the left shoulder blade?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Good. And then just pause for a moment. And then this is going to be a little tricky in our configuration here, but if you can set your left arm sort of either out to your side or overhead. There we go. So your left arm, your other left arm, very good. Okay. Just to the level that's comfortable, so don't feel like you need to overstretch or anything. And then as you press through your right foot and you get that little rotational shift in your pelvis, just begin to look upwards towards your left hand. You don't strain your neck or anything, but just let your head turn a little to the left as if you were going to look up to the left hand, and then release the neck and head and the right foot. Press through the foot. Look up to the hand and release. And then maybe even just very lightly, just reach the left hand a little bit. Next time you push, can you feel that pushing through the right foot could somehow create an elongation so that your left side and your left arm actually lengthens? And you might even notice that your right side, the right side of your ribs, shorten a little bit. And release it. Don't hold it, just play with it. And then one last thing you can simultaneously do. Let your left hand rest down keep your left hand up. Sorry, let your right hand rest down to your side. So you're going to press through your right foot, reach and look to your left hand, but you're going to reach your right hand just a little downward towards your right foot. So one hand's reaching up and the other hand's reaching down, and then you come back to neutral. Very teeny, teeny, small, gentle, soft, easy movements. Good. And then just let everything rest. And then let's try that experiment starting with the left foot. Just a couple of times pushing through the left foot and just feeling what's the connection like from the foot through the leg up into the hip and pelvis. Just sort of saying hello to that. Making the connections of the foot bone to the leg bone, the pelvis and spine, all the way up to the head and arms. What do you know? It's all connected. So feeling how as you press through your left foot, there's that little invitation for the left side of your hip to just unweight from the floor a little bit, creating that little bit of rotation and just noticing for yourself. How does that travel up your spine? Notice if you're breathing and if your jaw is soft. And pausing for a moment. Just letting the nervous system assimilate new information. Taking a breath. Really listening, making sure you're not overdoing anything. And then bringing your right arm overhead, keeping your left hand down by your side. And again, gently pressing through your left foot, looking up to your right hand, and maybe just lightly reaching, ever so lightly with that right hand. Looking up. And releasing. Right hand reaching, looking, left hand just beginning to stretch downward towards the left foot. Feeling in your trunk how one side opens and lengthens on the right and the left side shortens a little bit. Just natural movements. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. And then let your arms down and relax. And a couple times press with both feet. And just see if the connection through your pelvis, up your spine, through your neck has changed. You might feel more clarity, more softness. Might be easier to feel the motion all the way up to your neck and head. Good. And then just alternate, pressing one time through the right foot, letting the right side of the pelvis lift, coming all the way back to resting in center, and then the left foot. And just creating that nice little rotation. Pressing, rolling, releasing, pressing, rolling, releasing. And let that go. One last time, just a couple more of those pelvic rocks. Both feet pressing, rolling, feeling it all the way up as if that force that starts with your feet just goes out the top of your head. And then you come back to neutral. Press, Feel it translate all the way through your spine, up your neck, through the top of your head, and rest again in neutral. And on the next 3 exhales, just giving your weight to the ground, letting it support you. There's only now, only this moment, and the warmth and safety of class. And then really just take your time. Don't, as you get ready to sit up and stand up, don't hold your breath. Go as slowly as you need to keep this nice soft quality. So you're not clenching your jaw, you don't have to tighten your breath, just slowly rolling onto your side, finding a way up to sitting and standing. And when you stand, just sort of stand introspectively, where you're really just listening, like, what effect has this had on me? Thank you.